guys, welcome back to my channel. We're talking about something a little bit different today. I do have my trusty MacBook with me here today, so I will be reading off of it, just letting you guys know that as well. But there has been a lot of mystery and confusion about the situation with the murder of Celeste and the singer David Burke. I am just going to be breaking everything down that I've been able to find about the situation. I will be including all of the photos and videos that I also am able to find about this situation. I know that the information about this whole thing is a little bit all over the place. I do know that there's a lot of outside multiple media sources. A lot of people online are trying to figure out that's everything that's going on. And for the people who are curious like me, and not even curious, just want to learn about it and give her the justice, I'm just going to be breaking it down in a very simple form that makes sense. And I would like you guys to enjoy this video. This is I know it's a little different from what I usually make on my channel, but I do think that this does raise a lot of awareness. There's been a lot of things that have been happening in our world and in our country, and I've been wanting to make videos about those as well, but they're happening so rapidly, I low-key can't keep up. Yeah, I'm just gonna hop right into everything. I know you guys want to hear it. And just to be clear, this is a disclaimer. I'm not a professional journalist. I'm just as curious about everything that's happening like a lot of you are, and I wanted to piece together the timeline the best that I could. And most importantly, I want to make sure that we're respecting the fact that this involves a tragic passing of a young girl. She was 15 years old. She was very young, and she doesn't deserve what happened to her. So I would like to keep the comments and any other opinions very respectful, very moderate. Just keep everything clean in the comments and everything going forward. And that doesn't go for just this video. This goes for any video that you see. This does involve a real person, and this does involve a real family who lost someone. So yeah, I did want to make a note that I did track down all the information that I could have found until this date down here. I have not updated any information since this date down here. So if there's any information that you have found out after this date or have came out after this date, it's not going to be included in this video. This is an ongoing case and situation, so I will be putting out more videos because I want to keep up with it, just like you guys do. But yeah, I've done the genuine research to find out what's been going on with the situation and just all the information I can literally find about it, since this case is so fresh and so new. The way that I did break it down, I'm going to add maybe like a screenshot to the side of what I'm reading off of, because I want you guys to really know what I'm reading or what I'm saying, so that you can get an understanding of it. And like I mentioned before, I will be including a lot of videos, pictures, and messages about the situation that I could have found through TikTok, Instagram, online, everything that I basically have summed up. So if you would like to pause to understand those things and read them and look at them or go back, go ahead and do that. I'm going to try to keep everything up for as long as I can to get it clear and out the way. But yeah, and I am going to try to keep you guys like up so that you could really see that I'm looking down at the computer. I did go ahead and make like a Google thing with different tabs of how everything went about. So that is what I'm looking at. And like I said, I will be including that on the side of me if I can. So yeah. And on top of that, this is not my opinion. This isn't a video about Cadence's opinion. This is information about the case of a missing girl, the murder of a missing girl, and a famous man has something to do with it. So yeah, with that being said, that's what I mean. Okay, let's start with breaking down these two people first. Okay, let's really start with who the face of this entire situation unfortunately is. David Anthony Burke. He was born March 28th, 2005, and his backstory is kind of, David was homeschooled until about after 7th grade. Prior, he grew up in a religious household, and his music exposure was mainly gospel or religious music. Around 13, he found interest in music like Lil Pump, XXXTentacion, and other via SoundCloud-inspired rappers. Indie music, anime, video games, all the cool boy stuff. I actually used to post Fortnite montage videos, And I did find that he got copyrighted strikes a couple times, and that pushed his mother to motivate him to make his own music to avoid, future issues like copyright, being sued, stuff like that. He did record his music in his little sister's closet on BandLab, which helped him gain a lot of fans because they would relate to, the DIY way of making music. And when it came to making music in a closet or at home, you need special equipment. But he was very open about saying how real he was with that. Moving on, he did have a song called Romantic Homicide, which released in 2022, which did go viral on TikTok. I'm pretty sure you've heard about it before. After the viral song, he signed with Darkroom Records and releases EPs like Petals to Thorns and The Lost Petals, and singles like Here With Me, Feel It, etc. He often writes about heartbreak, emotional pain, and longing. To break down the lovely Celeste Rivas Hernandez, she was born September 7th, 2010, and a lot of people say that they knew her as very bubbly and sweet and very polite, and she had a lot of fire in her energy because she was a young girl. She was reported missing from Lake Elsinore, California in April 2024 when she would have been about 13 years old at that time. She's 5'2" with wavy black hair, and she was around 71 to 100 pounds. Before April 2024, Celeste had reportedly ran away a few times, according to her mom, but she did return home. With the last runaway coming in April 5th of 2024, she called home May 2024 and then was never heard from again. And because she was about 13 when she went missing, I could not find much information about this girl, unfortunately, because she was very, 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 very young and innocent. So she didn't have social media. I did find a Instagram account, but we're gonna go into that a little bit later because the Instagram account does come in to help her case and bring a little bit more clarity to the situation. March 2024, a missing persons report was put out for a girl who went missing in Lake Elsinore, California, and the girl was about 13 years old at the time. September 6th, a Tesla was towed from a LA street. The news report indicates the Tesla was registered to the singer David, and the police say the car was impounded after being reported as observed on the street. And then the car was towed a couple days before the discovery of the remains. Basically, they're saying that the car was towed and then they found the remains at the place where the car was taken after it was towed. So like the car spot. September 8th, the LA medical examiner listed the date of death as September 8th and marked it as deferred or pending, and the remains were described as decomposed because they did not know who the person was at the time, and that's what they marked the date because that's when they found the person. And then September 17th, 2025, they identified the remains as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. As of now, the authorities have not publicly announced any arrests or named any suspects for this case. So yes, without getting too into detail, the remains were not all one, they were different pieces, and that's why it was hard to identify who it was. Everything was found in a bag, and it was also she was wearing a tube top, black leggings, yellow metal bracelet, stud earrings, and she had a tattoo on her right index finger that read SHHH dot 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 with red ink. All right, so the main information that we know is that there was a Tesla model that was registered to David Burke that was found with the remains in his car, and also the remains that were found were a girl that went missing about a year and a half ago. So yeah, so technically she was missing when she was 13, and then she was found at 15 years old. I'm going to move on to the reports that I had found in the situation, like the way the events had folded out. And I would like you guys to keep up with me on this side. And yeah, it's going to be a lot to take in, but it kind of comes together. I did want to clarify, I wanted to clarify that I'm relying on official statements from the LAPD and the medical examiner that I had found online, and any reports that I found from interviews about their families, and anything that has not been confirmed but does raise suspicion I will be adding to the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. All right, so we know that LAPD responded to reports of a foul odor from an impounded Tesla in a tow yard registered to David, and the car was found abandoned in Hollywood Hills. The neighbors claimed that the Tesla had been moved several times over the past 3 months. So that means that it was like parked up here, moved back, parked down here, moved back, which is kind of odd. I mean, that's not odd because, people could just be leaving and coming back, but okay, the Tesla is registered to singer David according to the public records cited by reporters. The news says that David is cooperating with the authorities as the investigation goes on, and as of recently, he has not been publicly charged or deemed as a suspect in the case at all. But it was confirmed by the Riverside County Sheriff's Office that the identity of what was found was Celeste Rivas Hernandez, and she was reported missing April 5th, 2024, from Lake Elsinore, California. And everything was found in a bag, severely decomposed, in the front trunk of the Tesla Model Y. Celeste would have been last seen leaving her home in Lake Elsinore, California on April 5th, 2024, wearing gray sweatpants, a black sweater, a hat, Hello Kitty sandals, and this was according to the missing poster that her mother had shared publicly when she had gone missing. Investigators believe the body had been in the Tesla for about 5 days before the vehicle had been towed or before the discovery of the smell had alerted people. That's kind of confusing to me because that means that the body would have been put into the Tesla before the neighbors had called the authorities or whatever. Because I'm pretty sure the neighbors would have smelled something if that was why they called the police or whoever they had called. And the smell wasn't really like rising until it got to the tow yard. So that could be true. I mean, investigators did say that it was them who believed it. So, who am I to say? That is a little confusing to me because that means that it would had to been somewhere else and then moved to the car and then the car was moved. So I'm not really sure about that one. But yeah, I feel like I needed to add that because since that's what they're kind of going off of. But where was where was everything, I don't really know. Now this is where things get a little confusing for me because a little bit after, at least a day after they figured out that Celeste Rivas's identity was what was found, reporters spoke to her mother, and her mother did claim that Celeste had spoken about a boyfriend named David, which of course was like ding right there. That's a very large red flag. What do you mean she had a boyfriend named David? Do you know who this David? Who is this David? What is it, David Burke? Basically, reports in the public did discover a seemingly large connection, relationship, romantically between Celeste and David Burke. But it has not been confirmed by investigators on the public record, of course. Adding on to that, like I was saying, people on TikTok, Instagram, everyone is trying to figure out what is going on here because something is being everything that has came out recently has rubbed people the wrong way, and it's just getting deeper, deeper, deeper into the hole. And it's adding on to that connection, they shared multiple outlets. LA Times, ABC, People Vanity, multiple news outlets have included tabloids of social posts including David Burke and Celeste Rivas, the victim. They have similar tattoos, and on the victim, she did have the tattoo on her right index finger that read SHHH dot dot dot. But this is a very common tattoo. I did immediately see when people started talking about this tattoo that it was common because Rihanna apparently has this tattoo. A lot of rappers have it. It was common around the time, but I don't think it's common for a 13-year-old girl to have a tattoo like that. I have no opinion on tattoos really for kids because that's not what this is about. But since she went missing at 13 and could have been alive around 14 years old, why is she getting a tattoo? Who gave her this tattoo? Who was she around to receive a tattoo like that? Like it wasn't like a messy one. It wasn't like a stick and poke. It was a tattoo. on top of that, to even add on top, her mom did confirm that she had a tattoo on her finger. So she did have to had gotten it when she was around her parents, like maybe when she was sneaking out before. I'm not sure, but yeah, that is one thing that really was like I had to, wipe my eyes. Like it opened up a lens because what do you mean? But people have found pictures of David with the same tattoo on his index finger. Yeah, David does have the same tattoo that she did have. So that is kind of why I'm like, did y'all get matching tattoos? What is the situation? Mom knew she was dating someone named David. She had been seeing David before she had been missing. Like, is this who she had been sneaking out with and coming back home with? What is the situation? When did she get this tattoo? And now I'm going to be moving on to showing you guys a lot of the evidence that I had, not evidence, but a lot of the things that have come out and people have found since the situation has come to light, and a lot of the social things that have been happening because we're very social. Gen Z is very, we keep up with these things. Now we do know that Celeste has a Instagram spam account type of situation thing going on. I have the but there were some posts on there that did alarm me and a lot of other people because it kind of showed and proved that Celeste Rivas Hernandez and David Anthony Burke were in a romantic type of situation, which is kind of odd because David Anthony Burke was born in 2005 and Celeste Rivas was born in 2010. That age gap is very large, and no, no. A lot of outlets are even saying that Celeste and David had met around the time she was 11 years old. 11 years old. That she's not even a teenager. She's not 13 and she's not 12. She's 11. 11 years old is when you're in 5th grade. Like, come on. We can't, no. I didn't really like that at all. But yeah. And I have it on my tablet, the same pictures that I will be showing you guys on the screen. So okay, so one thing that I did come across was this screenshot of David on a close friend story. You can tell it's close friends because it has the green star in the corner. Um, and it shows him and her taking a photo in the mirror, just like a regular mirror photo, and she's kind of covering her face. The only reason I can kind of tell it's her is because of her eyes. Her eyes are pretty, you could tell it's her, I would say. And of course David is covering his entire face because nobody wants to know that you're dating a kid. Um, but yeah, so that's a mirror photo that I have of them. Another photo that I did come across, which I can't really determine in my brain. I can't really determine it in my brain, but it was circled to be December 12th, 2023 when it was taken. And of course, her face is covered by her hand and she's wearing a hood, just like in the last photo. And I can't really tell if it's her, but I do see curly, wavy hair. She does have the same skin tone. And of course, next to her is David laying on her or next to her, whatever the case may be. Another screenshot that we have is them on the phone, and you can clearly see that it's Celeste as the profile picture, and you can see the name, and it's David on the bottom. Another screenshot that I have is a screenshot of them on the phone with someone else as well. It says Celeste and David, don't let me sleep. It's clearly two people in the frame. It's a girl with curly black hair, and there's David right next to her because of course you hang out with your lover, your partner, but not when they're underaged. You don't. Another photo that I have is a screenshot of David on stream in a room. You can't really tell because it's kind of dark. The room is pink from the LED lights, but there's a girl in the corner. You can see who she is. She has curly hair, clearly, or at least black hair, and she does resemble Celeste, I believe. Um, and she's kind of peeking out the blanket, not as if she was being kidnapped, but it seems like she can't really be seen. Which of course makes sense because she's missing, but yeah, that's just, I don't really like that part at all. yeah, another evidence of them together. Also, some Discord chats that I have right here. Discord is just like a app where you can meet people. You could watch people stream on there as well. But you could see that David did put into the chat Celeste in here question mark question mark. And then Celeste replies to David and she says, "Hi David Bark," you know, because but yeah, you could see the entire chat. Pause to read if needed, of course. And then moving on to her Instagram account that people did find or people were kind of let into a little bit, the ones who did know her, who were her friends, um, they did come across some like highlights that did include David and Celeste together hanging out. And here's just like a couple of things that she posted. Of course, you would post these things because they're your partner, they're your boyfriend, they're your girlfriend, but these did come from Celeste's account. And yeah, there's this photo of kind of Hello Kitty on his keychain. Um, she takes a picture of it. She says boyfriend's kitty, you know, like that's her boyfriend's keychain. Like, but you can kind of tell that it's David in the photo because yeah, just context clues. Come on, guys. And also to move on to it, this is a account of her posting on a story through something called like Anonymous, called NGO Anonymous, which stands for Not Gonna Lie, which is just an app where you could put a link on a story, people can reply to it anonymously, and then you can reply to it. It's a very fun way. Nothing unsafe, Not saying it's like a wedding ring or anything, but it does say a tattoo of David's name on her hand. So that did, kind of make it seem like they are dating. That's who she's with. That's who she's promised herself to, things like that. And then also, I'm going to add in the clip after I talk about it, but I do have a screen recorded video from the account that she had of her and David hanging out, and his face is clearly in the photo. She's not in the frame because she cannot be seen, of course, with him, kind of. And yeah, in the caption, it's very clearly that they are dating. And then also included in the screen recording, it's going to be her like sneaking around the corner and like getting a video of him and him getting up, and this was posted on her account, which means they did hang out. And in the caption of the post, it was liked by David, which means he follows her on the spam account, and it also says happiness as if they were dating. And yeah. I did find this online. It's all right, and then the messages do show between her and her friend. "I'm gonna check up on you," and then she says, "I don't want to talk to anyone." She says, "That's it." Okay, of course, but you swear you're gonna stay safe. Are you gonna still talk to David or go back with him? Because I don't want you to get into any more trouble with him. She says, "I'm safe." "No, I'm not." "Okay, I love you. I'll text you in about a week. Don't delete Insta." And then she says, "Love you too," and I won't. So that is just a little bit more of how to put the puzzle pieces together, that there was something going on between the two, and that things did go on, things did happen, whether he or not did hurt this girl. He was involved with her romantically, and that's just not good. And then also, people did know that she was dating David or she was involved with him. I did already finish the reports that I showed you guys, but I do have a couple of things that I did label as anything that cannot be categorized because it's not confirmed, or it could have been fake, or it's just what I've heard. So I'm just going to put this into that video and you guys are going to see it. So one, David was spotted with a girl on stream who people thought was Celeste, but it happened to be another girl. David supposedly has been like, he knows two different Celeste, and there's Celeste Rivas, who was the girl who unfortunately did pass away, and there's Celeste Herrera, who he also does know. We'll add in the footage, but there's a footage of them meeting people, and he kind of shoves her out the way. I'm going to try to show it twice, and of course you can go back for whatever you need to do, but Here's the video. You can kind of see how it could be her. She was wearing a tube top, which is what they found in the bag. She was wearing a Gap sweater, which there's a photo of her wearing a Gap sweater, similar curly black hair, although she is wearing glasses and does look a little bit different. Mind, he does shove her out the way to not really like get out the camera, kind of. There was a different girl in his following on Instagram named Celeste in her username, but she did have to put into the bio different Celeste, just to like put a strong halt on the allegations that she was the victim and then also the victim found, although they do have the same hair color, the same height, same body build, and the same, you know, yeah. There was another stream clip that was released of David and a girl named Celeste at a party, and the streamer did come out today that the girl named Celeste that he met at the party with David was not the one that they found in the Tesla. It was a different Celeste, but that just is something I don't really understand. Of course, believe him because that's what he said. I would hope he would not lie about something like that. But the clip of the girl at the party, she was kind of dressed up regular, so I wouldn't think that the fact that she's been hiding herself this entire time, she would just go to a pool party with sunglasses on, her hair done, a bikini. Like, I don't think that was her, but it is odd how there's multiple Celeste that he knows and that are on video with him. Also, there's a picture of Celeste wearing these Jordans, and a video resurfaced of David cleaning shoes, making a joke, saying how he cleans shoes on the side, and he cleans multiple pairs of shoes, and there's one pair of shoes that stuck out because they're smaller in size, and he did clean them, and they did happen to be like the same size shoes that she was wearing in the photo and the same exact kind of Jordan, which picture, you know, I'm not too sure when that video did come out. I wasn't able to find that part, but that is quite odd that he was cleaning her shoes, whether that's like your girlfriend's shoes, you're cleaning them, or something else happened and you're cleaning them for that reason. But I don't really know. David does have a lot of fictionalized longing and heartache, pain in his songs, so I'm not going to get into too many of the lyrics. But one lyric, there was a song named Celeste that was found, and one of the lyrics really didn't give I'm innocent, you know? Lyric states, I don't care about the law when I'm with you because I be breaking it all the time. And I don't want to say too much about the lyrics in the song because I feel like that's kind of reaching, that's a stretch. But it's just odd how he has a song named Celeste, and if you go to his other songs, there's just a lot of different things going on. He does have a music video featuring a girl who does look similar to Celeste. That's a lot of things that people are saying as well. And also in the video, they do, you know, someone and put them in a car. So that is not a good look for him. So yeah, that is all the information that I found. That is all the evidence that I have found. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video and taking the time to get to know about the case and try to figure out what happened to this poor girl and try to figure out what's going on and actually wanting the truth. Anything else that you guys know about the situation or you want to share about the situation, please comment it down below. Of course, keep it moderate, keep it respectful of Celeste Rivas's family. I would love to hear what you guys think about it. I did post a TikTok about it, so I have a lot of opinions from that side. If you guys want to go check that out, you can follow all of my social media. Like I said, I'll be coming out with more videos about the situation. And of course, I'm not sharing my opinion on everything. This is just the information to go out. But yeah, some things were not good about things that we discussed today. Please, please, please stay safe out there and look out, watch your surroundings, trust your intuition, and go support Celeste Rivas Hernandez's family and her memorial page. And also just, yeah, stay educated, do whatever you can. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to me share this story. Of course, there's more information to come out, but yeah, I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much and have a great day.